Now, once we have the project created, we can actually run the project by simply moving into that project directory. So in this case, I'll cd into my first Angular project, and then I simply run ng serve. So this command actually performs a number of operations. So the first thing it does is that it builds the application, so the compiling/transpiling, then it starts the server, and then it'll also watch the source files. So it'll actually rebuild the application when any of the source files are updated. So there's no need to start. It'll automatically reload, or it'll perform a hot reload of your application. And we'll actually see this in action when we go through some of the upcoming videos. And then by default, the server will listen on port 4200. So once the server is up and running, then you simply open up a web browser and you visit localhost :4200. And then there's another option here. You could say ng serve and then give --open. So this is the same as above, but it also will open a web browser for you and automatically go to the site localhost 4200. So you have an option as far as which one you want to use. Now you can also change the server port. So you could say, hey, I don't want 4200. Can I run it on a different port? The answer is yes. You simply give the port argument and a given value here. So here I could say ng serve port 5100, and then I can simply go to localhost 5100. Or we could say ng serve port 5100 and open. So it'll automatically open the browser and go to that given site. Alrighty, so let's take a look at the project file. So as I mentioned, there's a lot of files for a given Angular project, but don't worry, we'll cover some of the key files. So let's kind of zoom in here. So we have this angular.json, and this file basically has the Angular workspace configuration and also a list of execution targets. There's a node modules directory. So this is the local repository of the node modules. There's the package.json file. So this has the project metadata, also a list of node dependencies. So you can kind of think of the package.json as being similar to Maven's pom.xml file, basically a list of all of your dependencies for your project. Then we have the main source directory. And then the app folder basically has your app components, templates, and so on. The assets folder has any other web assets that you want to serve up. So for example, images and so on, you can place here. The environments folder has configuration for your different environments. So for like dev environment, test environment, prod environment, similar to profiles in the Spring world. There's the index.html. So this is your main launch page. So this basically kind of bootstraps the entire process for your given application. There's the polyfills.ts. So this adds support for different browser versions for like IE, Chrome, Firefox, Safari. There's the test.ts, basically has a collection of unit tests for the entire application. And then the tsconfig files. These are the TypeScript compiler config files. Alrighty, so if you'd like to get more information on the file structure, visit the website here on the screen, angular.io. There's a guide online that'll basically walk through the file structure for you for a given Angular project. So you can get all the gory details for a given Angular project. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and move into our IDE and let's get started with creating our first Angular project, and we'll get it up and running. So I'll see you in the next video.